Hello, my internet friends. Welcome to the Cosmic Navel. All right, I'm Rigel, and we are streaming to you live from my Earth Dome, also known as my mystical driftwood fort on the sandy beach of the Cosmic Navel, where song runs through all of reality. Okay, I'm just going to leave you hanging on that unresolved chord because we're not ending this show right now. We're just getting started. Hey, Shari, nice to see you out there. Let me just share, get back in the habit. It's been a couple weeks since I've been here. So, Shari, nice to see your smiling emoji out there on my screen. Vision casting. Okay, this is the vision casting portion of the show. This space is a playful Theotokian riparian zone that seeks to integrate traditional values, modern values, progressive postmodern values, and that which is emerging on the bleeding edge of the evolution of culture and consciousness. Postmodern values. They all have a place at my table. Okay? This is where opposites interpenetrate and merge, like salt water and fresh water finding harmony in a musical estuary. The one and the many. Monism and dualism flapping together as a dragonfly soars with the eagles. Okay, that little monism, dualism, that's for you, Luke. Inspired. This is just live. Like, I'm just absorbing what I'm taking in from the day. Your live stream was on freaking fire. Wish I could be there for the whole thing. Okay, back to my vision casting. So dragonfly, soaring with the eagles, where major chords and minor chords dance, and the straight beat and swung beat wade into the swampy already but not yet, where you and I listen and share. Today I'm going to enter the Cosmic Navel by just playing some piano. A little contemplative, melancholy piano, which is my go-to, despite my absurdly positive silver lining everywhere attitude. For some reason, it's the melancholy piano that just really gets me. So maybe that's me reaching into the paradox and finding equilibrium. All right. And you can even join me, whenever you're ready. Here is the join link. But I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes. Ooh, got to bring my fingers on screen. Whew, almost forgot my fingers. Okay, I'm bringing my fingers on screen. I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes so that you know that I know that you know. Maybe just you know that I know that there's going to be a limit here. And you may, this may, depending on where your heart is, what I'm going to play for you may awaken annoyance, or it may awaken an aroma that rises as incense, as a prayer. Okay. All right. So let's first, before I actually start playing, I'll just say I had this little kind of piano idea that I started forming last night, and I'm just going to play around with it for 5 minutes. And I'm going to dial in my piano sound, so let's just kind of see. So that's one sound. I'm going to soften this a little bit. Okay, so listen to the timbre shift as I play it. See that? Softening, softening, softening. That's too soft. I think I like that right there. All right, here is my piano sound. I'm going to add a little synth layer. Okay, here we go. 5 minutes has started. This is my little tiny idea. That's it. Okay. All right, that was my 5-minute timer. We're now in the Cosmic Navel together. So I invite you to come on in, join me on screen. You're welcome to bring a little piece of creation that you've made or that you're appreciating of someone else's, a poem, a song, a piece of art, maybe a few pieces of fabric that you want to turn into a quilt. Okay. While I'm waiting for you, I'm going to play one other little piece that I think, embodies this interesting perichoresis, okay? It's a perichoresis between minor chords, major chords, between minor chords, major chords, swung beat, and straight beat. And I have an audience. So here we go. Shari, I'm bringing you on.
Oh,
Shari!
hi.
So wonderful to see you.
You too. It's been a while.
Can I play this one little thing for you?
I didn't want the other one to end, actually.
That's what happens when you dip your toes in the Cosmic Navel.
I know.
Can you mute yourself so we don't
Yes.
get echo, and then hopefully everything will work out? All right. So I mentioned in my little vision casting, what did I mention? I mentioned where major chords and minor chords dance in the straight beat and swung beat. Wade into the swampy already but not yet. So there is this jazz tune called On Green Dolphin Street that plays with major, minor, and swing and straight beat. And I'll explain all that in just a second. But I'll just play you one time through. Oh, we're going to get rid of that pad. Okay? That's a little bit too airy for what I'm about to play. Okay, so lover, well, we gotta get that. Lover, one lovely day, love came, planning to stay. Green Dolphin Street supplied the setting. The setting for nights beyond forgetting. And through these moments apart, these memories live in my heart. When I recall the love I found on, I kiss the ground on Green Dolphin Street. So what's super cool about this song is we have our major chord in the very beginning, right? That's our major chord. To minor chord, major chord, major chord, major chord. So you're kind of dancing with that and you're singing a melody over top of it. And I start out in a Latin beat, which is straight, okay? It's like the emphasis is on 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then halfway through the little verse, it does this little jazzy turnaround. Ga 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 ga, ba da ding da ding ding. That's the swung beat. Da 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 da. Super jazzy, one of my favorite tunes of all time, and I got to play it for you. Shari.
Great. I could just see a guy skipping down, I don't know, like a flagstone path, jumping on the curb, dee-dee-dee, you know.
Oh, yeah. Like maybe
insane.
even what my generation calls freestyle walking
Oh,
/ parkour,
yeah.
you know.
I had a dream once. It was when I turned 50?
Hey, Luke.
When I turned 50. And I was like, I dreamt I was running, really like springy, you know, like I had like springs in my legs.
Yeah.
And I was going up on the curb and jumping and into the air and like clicking my heels together. And all these people were watching me. And I was like, I'm 50, you know? That was my dream.
Oh,
Funny.
good. So
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in like 2
Yeah.
weeks.
So tell me about your trip to New Mexico. How did that go?
It
Did you
was
do any
really
ayahuasca?
no ayahuasca.
No
Just
ayahuasca.
what do we do? Well, our family stayed on our little tiny property for the entire week. I think that's the first time we've actually stayed more than 3 days.
Yeah.
And, this is off grid. This is, we do have electricity now. It's solar. Everything's solar powered, but it's stable, like it doesn't just run out randomly. We do have Starlink. So we were doing, conference calls. I did a conference call meeting while I was there, and my wife was doing conference calls for the first 3 days, like all day, every day on Zoom. Okay. So we're like threading the needle between making a living and trying to be in the wild.
Trying to live.
Making
a living and trying to live.
Yeah.
Well, I just look at it's a glass half full for me, because you get to be in the place, right, where you feel the most whole. And you can still, I don't know, I think that might even affect how well you're working,
Yeah. I mean, I think my fear is that what will happen is it will somehow, like our modern life will somehow infect that space. And I don't know if that's a real fear or if maybe we're just being infected by being out there.
I don't think it can, actually. The modern life is, no, it's what's the word I want to use? It's like, it doesn't have any substance. You can't really push back against the, there's a line in this poem / song by Finnegan Toohey that I really love, where he says society is just a clearing in the forest. And we get it backwards, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I personally think, like, I was at the South Estuary conference.
I know. I want to hear all about that.
Or South Estuary, sorry.
South Estuary. It's all, there's kind of a oneness and a kind of distinction.
My mouth's not working.
You're just caught up in the eternal oneness. And I don't blame you for that.
It was great.
I want to hear about that, but I want to savor a moment from my trip before we get to your South Estuary. So one moment was I walked out there. I was doing something. I installed laminate floors in our little tiny 120 square foot shed. And so now it just looks like a little more homey. You can sweep, and it doesn't just, when you try to sweep plywood, it doesn't like, the dust doesn't come up. It just kind of like soaks in, and it just comes up when you walk across it.
You grind it into all the glued crevices.
Right. So we put down flooring, and now we can sweep, and it feels like a little more homey, but it's still tiny. And I walked out, and I found my wife building a fort in the juniper bushes. And I think it started out as a project that she was going to work on with our son. But then, like, he lost interest, and she just kept going. And it was like one of the, loveliest moments.
That's great.
To just get kind of lost in that, the wonder of
that's
play.
Interesting. She's doing what women do. She's creating a space.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So there were many more moments, but I want to hear about you and how South Estuary went. I heard one little recap from Paul, but I'd be curious to hear your takeaway on the whole thing, and as much or little as you want to talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a lot, right? Like, because it seems to me like every encounter is like its own novel.
Yeah.
So, I could talk about that for hours, but all in all, it was great. I got to meet people that I've known for a long time that I've never met. Like, I met Tyler Hollett, which was really wonderful. And trying to think of who else. I met lots of people.
Yeah.
I met Zeke from the Discord, the Girl Country Discord. There was a lot of conversations that, Michael Lighty, that was another big highlight for me, was meeting Michael, because I've known him for a long time. It was really fun to do the Job conversation with Jess and Yosef. And Yosef. Oh my God, meeting Yosef was like, meeting everybody, right? Like, how do you can't just like,
Were you surprised? Before we get to Job, were you surprised? Did anyone surprise you? Were you surprised in any of those meetings? Or was it more like just picking up where we left off online?
I can't think of anything that surprised me. Because, well, maybe, I don't know, but I think I'm very empathic. So like, I'm like connecting. It doesn't matter. It's like my little book here, Anam Cara. Soul friend. Right? Doesn't matter how much distance, how much time goes by. You just pick up where you left off. That's how it feels to me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was great. It was really, really great. And Dave did an incredible job. We had fun. We had a scheduled music night with a little girl named Murphy Campbell, who was just frickin' phenomenal. Like, real deal. I'm talking real deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Banjo player. And then she had a guy who played guitar, but most of the time he stood on a board and danced. Kept the time.
Nice.
It was great. And a fiddle player. And they didn't have any equipment to amplify their sound. So it was a cappella, so to speak. And we were in a pub. And it was just humming, because everybody was talking and, So, but she did pretty good. She did really good. Yeah. She's got a YouTube channel if anyone's interested.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. What's her, do you know what her name?
Murphy Campbell.
Murphy
Campbell. And she is just the bubbliest, like most alive, like little person I've ever met. She's just she's a, what's the saying? She's like a storm in a way, She surprises you. I love that. I love it when people surprise me.
Yeah.
She got up and told the story of how she got her name from her grandma and how her grandma, who her grandma was. And she's very much of the mind that you can't learn the kind of music she plays or any kind of music actually from the internet. It has to be like in your living soul kind of thing. So she talked about that a little bit,
Cool.
the best way she could. It was really good. It was really, really good.
Is she TLC or estuary adjacent, or just kind of?
I think Nate watched one. She popped up in his algorithm, and she was local to North Carolina.
Cool.
And
way to go, Nate.
He recognized that in her, like the authenticity of her, right? And then he suggested that we do something, that we get her there. So that was really, really good of Nate. Really, really great. Yeah. We had a campfire, and Yosef it was end of Sabbath. So he did the end of Sabbath ritual at the campfire with everyone. That was very special. It was really, we sang together. He helped us with a song, where there was kind of like a call and response kind of thing. And it was good. It was really good. And Michael Martin was a highlight, of course. I went, the day the conference was over. He wasn't leaving till later in the evening. So we hung out for the whole day with my sister came with me too. And, I said and we went to a bookstore, and, I said, hanging out with Michael Martin in a bookstore is like sitting backstage at a Bob Dylan concert. We were like fighting over books.
Oh my gosh.
It was great. It was really great. It was really great. And North Carolina is so beautiful.
Wow.
Have you ever been?
I've maybe driven through on my way to
Okay,
New
well,
York.
like if you know the First Nation story of the world on the turtle's back, if you've ever seen like a tortoise, for example, how it's just got all these raised, sections and then all these like rivulets that come down off all these raised points on the turtle's back. That's what North Carolina looks like from the air. I said,
Wow.
Tracy, it looks like the turtle's back. And it's hills everywhere, like because of it, right? Like it's just hills, and everything is covered in hardwoods and white pine. The white pine just kind of softens everything, like in a way. And of course the fall colors were out, so like it was just insanely beautiful. And I was imagining the Cherokee people, like, when the first white settlers moved into the area, they must have felt like there were just eyes on them, eh? Because you could hide anywhere in there. Like, it's just made for hiding, you know? The landscape is made for hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Paul, you should
Paul.
come on. Yeah, it was great. And, the speakers were great. Michael Martin did a really wonderful thing about landscape and how that affects who you are. And he read a lot of his own poetry in regards to that. And yeah, he wrote a little Substack if you're interested on the oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was just, you know what it's like, right? Michael's talk and Sherry's talk. Yeah. That talk was really so when Dave asked me to come, I was kind of like, okay, well, I got to do, what do you want me to talk about? And he said, well, talk about the title of the conference, Even So Come, right? And I had a lot of feelings about it for months and never wrote anything. And then the day before I was leaving, I went out to my tent and I was knitting and listening to music and thinking, well, maybe I won't write anything, there's nothing coming. I was slightly constipated. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 and I'm like, oop, threw the knitting down and did the channeling thing. That's what happens to me. Just like. And then I said to Dave, I said, when am I speaking? And he goes, oh, you're not. We don't have time. We got so many, because, Paul got thrown in, Karen got thrown in, John Van Donk, it was all kind of, I said, oh, and the thing was, Dave had so much on his plate. I just thought, it's fine. It's okay. And then he came up to me after Michael Martin, or no, before Michael Martin's talk. I think we had an estuary and then Michael Martin talked. And then he said, no, you got to do it, but you got to do it right after, like right before we break for lunch, or nobody will hear it because nobody will come back on time. And, so I was lucky and I got to read it. So that was good.
Right on. So you, I remember you talking about like your process, like how you just let it marinate and something will pop up, and that scares the crap out of me.
Like key.
And what?
The marination part is key.
I don't know how you do that. Like, I would be so freaking nervous. It would just, my nerves would get the best of me. But maybe that's part of my problem is I think I have to I overthink it, and then that.
Well, I think nerves are normal, Rigel. Yeah. I think that's normal. I just caveat everything with, in my opinion.
Do you have can you give a little taste of what you talked about?
I can read it.
Yeah.
It's 12 minutes. I timed it.
Oh gosh. Well, maybe can we not do the full 12 minutes, but maybe a little taste and see? Okay,
I'll give you a taste and see. I think it's going to be put up on the internet.
Okay.
I don't know if mine made it there, but I need some glasses.
Oh my gosh, Paul's saying have her read it. It's worth it.
Uh-oh. Really, Paul? Thank you. Um,
I mean, I'm open. I'm open, Sherry.
yeah.
If you want to read the whole thing,
I'll give you a
I'm
taste,
mute.
and then you can tell me if you're still hungry. How's that? And
I
I
know where
won't
this
be
is going to
offended if
lead.
you're not. Like,
This is
Look,
going to lead to you
these
just reading the
glasses
whole
are
thing.
terrible. Look, all you can see is my screen and my lenses. Okay, even so, come. I have to do this. Oops. Come on, guy.
Okay. I'm going to
All
mute
right.
myself so you can just kind of.
Even so, come. This is an invitation. And if we look closer, it is also such an interesting sentence. It has a ring of just as I am, yet it is more ominous to me than that domesticated version. Somehow there is a hidden warning in it. So it begs the question, what does it mean? I would like to explore with you what this invitation might feel like at the ground level. I'm not really a straight shooter when it comes to expressing myself. I'm learning to widen out these circles of thought within me ever more slowly and intentionally, and especially trying to keep them tight, hopefully tight enough that they resonate as connected. Stories really have taught me most of what I have come to know and understand, and I am loath to spend too much time explaining them away. I would simply like to lay the table for you all and extend my heartfelt hospitality to taste and see and let the stories speak for themselves. A favorite poet of mine, David White, wrote a poem titled Revelation Must Be Terrible. A typical take for a poet. Only the poet would dare to marry terror to hope. The poet, one who sees the cost, and one who is in a fairly constant state of both mourning and joy at the same time. I think that is also a good description of marriage in general. Terror married to hope, I mean. Here is David White's poem. Do you want me to go on? Okay. Revelation must be terrible with no time left to say goodbye. Imagine that moment, staring at the still waters, with only the brief tremor of your body to say you are leaving everything and everyone you know behind. Being far from home is hard, but you know at least we are exiled together. When you open your eyes to the world, you are on your own for the first time. No one is even interested in saving you now, and the world steps in to test the calm fluidity of your body from moment to moment, as if it believed you could join its vibrant dance of fire and calmness and final stillness. As if you were meant to be exactly where you are. As if, like the dark branch of a desert river, you could flow on without a speck of guilt, and everything everywhere would still be just as it should be. As if your place in the world mattered, and the world could neither speak nor hear the fullness of its own bitter and beautiful cry, without the deep well of your body resonating in the echo. Knowing that it takes only that one terrible word to make the circle complete, revelation must be terrible, knowing you can never hide your voice again. We are all called to participate. It is an invitation that brings with it both terror and hope, a deep, dark forest of possibilities that will either kill us or kill us. There aren't really any ways around that part. This invitation invites us into renewal, which is code for destruction. A quote from Goethe: "The basic quality of the living unity is to divide itself, to unite itself, to flow into the general, to remain in the specific, to transform itself, to specify itself, and like the living, may make itself obvious under 1,000 different circumstances, to break forth and to vanish, to solidify and to melt, to freeze and to flow, to expand and to contract. Since all of these effects occur in the same time moment simultaneously, all and everything can happen at the same time, arising and expiring, creating and destroying, in the same sense and the same way. Therefore, the specific, which is occurring, appears always as a picture and analogy of the general, unquote. I think when we get glimpses of God, it is precisely when we see the specific and the general, as Goethe calls it, bound together. I believe that what binds them together is beauty, wisdom, Sophia. It is Sophia who binds, and in those moments, those numinous glimpses, we have a sense of where we belong. Everything in us rises up toward the divine. These experiences give us a sense of both multiplicity and unity at once. And this sense, more like a vibration, results in a resonance between the two. From this place of in-betweenness comes the invitation, an aeolian harp played upon by the wind. The spirit blows where it will. I'm thinking about Noah right now. He alone somehow was chosen to get the memo about a great flood coming. It must have burdened him immensely. Why would he have to know this? I'm sure he asked himself this question. It's not an easy task to be the knower of a big thing in a world of other people who are also conscious. It's sort of unsurprising that when it was over, he decided to get drunk. For Noah, it was destruction. For the earth, it was renewal. Revelation must be terrible. The longer I think about these things, the more determined I am to live, to really live, for there is nothing like this invitation. The Theotokos also comes to mind, as does John the Baptist. Quote, "Are you the coming one, or do we look for another?" he asks. He asks this of his cousin, Christ. He asks it from a prison cell. A wild locust and honey-eating man raised in a cave by angels, sitting in a prison cell. For John, this renewal looked like destruction. And then John lost his head. Maybe that's the key. Revelation must be terrible. Let's not get downhearted now. Let's not lose hope. Let's look to the hills from whence cometh our help. The 1,000 hills that shelter and feed the Lord's cattle. The cattle he owns, not the cattle we think we own. This is not about scarcity, but rather abundance. Abundant life. And that is terrifying. We always stand at an edge or a threshold between those two, and God asks us to choose life. I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about. I wanted to put it off, let others speak who were perhaps more encouraging, but I decided to risk it because, well, it's terrifying. As a young woman with no future and a dismal past, I was invited once to choose life. I was 19 years old, far from home and pregnant. The father of my child asked me to get an abortion, and I knew immediately that I couldn't do that. I told him never to ask me that question again. It diminished him. After that conversation, he decided to send me on my way. I was alone, but at the same time, not alone. I had always felt alone, but this time it weighed down on me in ways I can't even begin to describe. I wrote a poem about it then. It goes like this. Upon rising this evening, I went to my window. Oh, what my eyes did see. Darkening slowly, the clouds slithered by, the pines whispering secrets to me. I looked past a branch where a little bird sat. I looked past barns and a poplar tree. Over the hill yawns a great abyss. I feel something beckon to me. A raven sits carelessly pruning his plume. His eyes wander aimlessly round. Startled, he suddenly takes into flight. Now circling shadows surround. I hear his great wings as he passes me by. I hear them inside of my room. His throaty cry in the dimming light, on the eve of the fullest moon. His cackling laughter is filling the night. It rumbles the stars in my sky. Everything falls, like the tear on my cheek, all of me questioning why. Away, begone, you devious bird, shaking my fist to the sky. A moment ago I felt I was glad, and now in this moment I die. Given a soul, given a life, and now it's a pound of flesh, thinking, at last I have built it, and finding I've only regressed. I stretch my soul up to the raven, in a plaintive cry to the moon. I'll fly away with this bird, as the dish ran away with the spoon. As you can tell, I didn't know where I was going. Hence the great mystery. Where did the dish and spoon run away to? I always wanted to know that as a child. This poem reflects great loss, even destruction. And that great yawning abyss was my next destination at the time. It's a very long story, one that meanders a lot, but eventually it brought me life. Life in the form of a tiny babe, who literally had nowhere to lay her head. The future was very uncertain. But was it? Because as I said, he owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, not me. And all of that terror brought great renewal into my life because I said, even so, come. I don't know what this invitation means to all of you. I know it sounds nice, and it is, but I can only know what it meant for me and continues to mean, and I don't underestimate it. God is terrifying. It's why we can't see his face. The wonderful thing about being a Christian is apocalypse. Revelation must be terrible. I would like to close with a poem I wrote about the oldest known musical instrument made by human hands, a flute made from the hollow bone of a bird. I think it belongs here because the desire to make song is a desire to live. Not only that, it is beautiful, and it is wise. Man trills his song from the bone of a triller. Man created for song, bone created for song, both hollow. Holding us in the green dream of springtime, in the dead of winter. There, starved, and starved of song, trilling with anticipation, dancing towards an afterlife, filled with abundance, life after death. Birdbone flute, the continuous song, because only continuous praise is true. Birdbone flute, eternal one, you make us upright, steadfast as pillars. Birdbone flute, hidden in the body of beauty incarnate, winged ones, angels. The man tramples death by death within bodies of death until the song is resurrected. Winged one, bringer of song, continuous praise, because only continuous praise is true. Birdbone flute. That's it.
So beautiful. It's incredible how much is packed into those three words, even so, come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. That's what was driving me insane. Like the rumination on it was just like, it kept going like it kept bubbling up like a little geyser that wanted to, go. And I knew that there was way more down there.
Yeah.
And I had to keep thinking about it before I could say anything, because I was only going to describe a little bubble that was coming out of the lamp. I wanted to describe the explosion. So I don't know
Yeah.
how I did it, but
Here,
yeah.
let me, I need to change my audio settings to, because I think it was starting to cut you off a little bit. You can hear me now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now I can hear you. Okay. When I play my piano, I turn that off.
Oh, yeah.
But now that I'm just learning the ways of StreamYard, yeah, those like just even so on its own is
Yeah.
like so powerful. Like it's an invitation without saying it explicitly. But then with the come part, it's like I feel seen as a person, and I feel wanted, and like I want you here with me.
Well, that's why I said it has a ring of just as I am, but it's more ominous than that.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you're seen, and we always take it, our first, I think anyway, our first reaction to anything said is we bounce it off our person, what we think we are, actually, not what we are, but what we think we are. And we think we aren't good enough. So we say, oh, thank you. Thank you for wanting me. Right. Even so, even that you're not good enough. Come on, let's go. Right. But I don't think that. I think I mean, once you make the step forward, and once you accept the invitation, then you find out it's even so. I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to terrify you. Are you ready for this? Even so, come on, let's go.
Wow. Yeah.
Because you don't get renewal without destruction.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
The first thing that popped up when you were reading it was I think it's a Saint Sophrony or a Saint Silouan quote, keep your mind in hell and despair not.
Yeah.
And so it feels like this challenge in the midst of a lot of for good reason despair that people are going through right now.
Well, I don't know if there was a series of talks. I'm trying to remember the name of the organization. Is it Touchstone? With Pajot, Paul Kingsnorth, Rod Dreher, another Protestant, I think he's Anglican theologian. I can't remember his name. But Jonathan did, what did he call his talk? This is the day or something like that. But he talked about how all of this is, everything that all the changes. I put it down to change. Like we just hate change, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all of the changes are terrifying. And so the first thing you do is talk about doom and gloom, right? Like this is just the end of the world. It's the end of the world. That's why I said the best thing about being a Christian is apocalypse, right? Mm-hmm. Which actually means revelation. Mm-hmm. It's a play on the poem that I read in the beginning, right? Revelation must be terrible. That's how we read the word apocalypse. But really what it is an evolving of consciousness, right? Now you don't see anything the same way that you did before because something has been revealed to you, right? So that's why David White says, and you leave everything and everyone you know behind, and you have no time left to say goodbye. Because when you have that turning of consciousness and that moment, you can't unsee it, right? I mean, let's take it down to the nitty gritty. If you watch porn, you're hooped, okay? Because you can't unsee that. That's revelation must be terrible, right? The veil's been ripped off, and now there it is, and it's always going to be there. It's never going to go away. You can't unsee what you see. So, if you have a spiritual awakening, you got to say goodbye to everything and everyone you ever knew. And you got zero time to do it. Because it happens like that in an instant. What does Jesus say? He's coming back and everything will be changed in an instant. Mm-hmm. Right? That's what it is.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I was having this exact thought about apocalypse and revelation, and there's a fractal of apocalypse that I was trying to put a feeling to. It's like when I was relating it to like watching a movie or listening to a song where I get it. Like something switches in the storyline, and I'm just like, whoa, you just like pushed me off balance and caught me.
Now I get it.
Yeah, and you can't unlearn that.
No.
But there's like an apocalypse that's happening in that moment.
Right. One of the greatest tools of writing or good filmmaking or whatever is to keep you in confusion until the very end, and then the very end does what you just said. It throws you off, but it ties everything together. Then everything becomes contextualized. because of the end, you know? So, but honestly, many times in those storylines, the end is actually the beginning.
Right.
Which is what the fathers talk about all the time, right?
Yeah. It's like, and I feel like this was touched on a little bit in Luke's live stream this morning, which was on fire. Luke, way to go, dude. I had to drop out halfway through. I made this comment about Christ being, the linearity of time versus the eternal understanding of time. What did you just say? Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry. You made a comment this morning. You were about, well, the end and the beginning are the same.
End and the beginning, kind of coming together in that at the same time in eternity. The end and the beginning are the same.
Yeah,
and
because
we can experience that.
Yeah, because that's what contextualization does. It makes sense of everything, right? This is that interesting point that I like to think about of place and plot in story writing. Plot is limited. There's only so many things that can happen. I think there's like 7 main plots that you use to write with. But place is it's eternal, it's infinite, because it's up to your imagination, right? So, yeah.
Okay, I just remember what it was. Let me see. So I had this thought of like Christ so if we're thinking about like a song structure, Christ is the chorus in the sense where, or the refrain line that keeps coming back around, but with each verse, you know, it adds context, and yet it's part of the entire song structure with this chorus line or this refrain line that gives kind of a new color, a new kind of feeling or a sense of depth with each line as the song, or each verse as the song progresses. There's this element of linear chronology and yet just oneness with that chorus line, kind of bringing it
in song,
bringing it back.
Yeah. It also links you to the melody oftentimes, right? Like refrains or bridges and stuff. But like, you know,
the melody or the chorus, literally the word chorus it's people singing together. It's the place where we all become one in our singing.
Right. Yeah, there's you know, like when you think about the end as the beginning and the beginning as the end, that's reflected in the Gospels, where if you want to think about the beginning as the end, that's at the wedding at Cana, when Jesus says to his mother, "Woman, do you know what this means?" Right? That's his end. He's talking about his end, but it's at the beginning. And then at the crucifixion, that's the end, but it's just the beginning, right? Of the creation of the world. Yeah. Oh, there's Sam.
Sam, what are you doing? Nice to see you here.
Can I comment on Lot's wife's response to the Revelation apocalypse? Have I ever commented on that? I mean, she looks back, right? I mean, I'm winging it here, Sam. I don't know what you're looking for, but I'm trying to do my best. And turns to salt. I haven't thought about it much, actually, to be honest. Yeah, Revelation must be terrible, but yeah, Loris does too. Yeah. You know, I wrote something in a comment. Michael Martin wrote a piece on his Substack about South Estuary, And let's see if I can find it here. Nope, that's not it. Hang on a second.
Oh, I'm gonna also drop the link in. I forgot to pin it, so y'all can join me here if you would like.
So here's something that might ruffle some feathers.
Oh, bring it! Come on.
Michael was just talking about, I don't know, like a Christianity that is your own, right? He was talking about this. You'd have to read his Substack. I'm not going to do it justice, but it makes sense the way he's talking about it on his Substack. But I just wrote here, well said. My grandmother, my Finnish grandmother, also said what Goethe said. Oh yeah, he quoted Goethe as talking about his Christianity as his own private Christianity. He never was really forthcoming about his faith, right, Goethe? I said, my grandmother also said what Goethe said whenever her son, my father, tried to evangelize her. Quote, mine is a private faith. I have my own Christianity, unquote. That was my grandmother. To him, my dad, an evangelical, Christianity wasn't private. It had to be shouted from the rooftops, and everyone except those destined for hell. I don't want that to slide by. And everyone except those destined for hell, right, had to be converted so Jesus could come back and take us all from this wretched earth ASAP. It was all up to us, right? Although we love the idea of sovereignty, we still love the idea because it guaranteed that people who we hated were going to burn in hell forever. What a shit show. I channel my grandmother, or perhaps she channeled me. After all, we do live in an eternal presence, brackets, present. I'm never quite sure where the beginning ends and the end begins, and I love it that way.
Oh, Sam!
What?
What's happening here? Are you here in the flesh, or are you in the eternal present? Like you were here, and you're just kind of showing up as a chorus in my life, Sam.
I am. It's the end and the beginning all at once.
Oh my God!
Oh, look at that!
I am here.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I got to meet Dan, by the way. He was at South Estuary.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Oh man, I can help myself. Y'all were just talking about some stuff that's been on my mind and heart lately. This question of the private religion. Mm-hmm. I've been doing a deep dive into Presbyterian history, especially Presbyterian history in America. And one of the things that I've discovered is there was a new side, old side controversy. And the new siders said something like, we need to have a revivalistic method. Like, let's use the anxious bench to try and convert people. Like, it's about the experience of a conversion. That's what matters. And the old side were like, not so much. And interestingly, Presbyterians baptize their infants. And so to me, the question of infant baptism, as of course Orthodox do as well, does a lot to, hey, there's the man.
Dad.
What's up, friends?
So keep going, Sam.
If an infants don't have conversion experiences, basically. So they have a sort of private Christianity, like of their own. You know what I mean? Like what you're saying, Shari. Mm-hmm. They have a lived experience that is not in a conversionistic way. It's not like so the question of like, how do you judge that, isn't really on the mind of someone who's like baptismally believes in basically practicing baptismal regeneration. If you're in a tradition that practices baptismal regeneration, you're not engaging in the kind of like judgment of the other to like see like, are you in or out? Are you like, are you the so anyways.
That's a really good point, Sam. Like, but here's the thing. I would argue that we all have that. Like, we all have our subjective experience in the world with God, right? And so how we relate to God, what image of God do we have in our minds? Because we have one. We've got it's one of those things that just kind of slips in and out. I call it glimpses, right? Because you can't really see God, but I realized when I started venerating icons, I'd stand in front of my icon of Christ and just stand there and stare at it and think. Finally, I just started saying it out loud. I'm like, who are you?
Right.
Because that's honestly how I feel. Okay. And I don't want to be dishonest with God. I don't want to think I know or throw in some, he's the only begotten. And, what the frick does that mean? Like it's not, I was talking to Jeremy about this morning. My priest said to me, don't ask me what only begotten means and don't ask me what proceeds means. And I'm like, oh, yeah, because that has to work on you, right? It's deep. So, I think it's okay if I say, who are you? To God. Who are you? I mean, and Moses said it at the burning bush. What's your name? Who are you? Right? Anyway.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Really good about the infant baptism.
I am so happy to see all of you. Like I am just tearing up a little bit constantly. Just like to see
mission
you all.
accomplished.
Yes, just very, very happy. Dan, what's bubbling up for you?
Howdy, friend. I just don't want to miss a good time for one thing. Yeah, it was great to get to see Shari IRL at Southeast Jewelry. That was fantastic. She brought a lot with a little. She brings a lot, man. She's potent.
Yeah.
It was great to see her and so many others. One of my favorite moments. I'm gonna make a nerdy Jordan Peterson comment here. Hopefully, it won't sound too weird, but it'll sound slightly weird. So to set the stage, there was this kind of contentious and intense conversation going on. It was about AI and demons and all this stuff back and forth.
Oh, that was fun.
And then at the perfect moment, like there was just a spirit of confusion. I felt like this is a confused conversation. I feel a little not emotionally unstable, but just like things feel like they're shifting all around, and it's weird. And she got up, and what did you say, Shari?
About the idols?
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're talking about AI, and I'm the whole time I'm like, here was my confusion, Dan. I'm like, are they actually saying how to live the Christian life in a mech suit? Is this what they're trying to do? And I stood up and I said, I don't remember. I quoted the psalm that talks about idols. Yes. I said, the idol is that which has eyes and sees not, that which has ears and hears not, that which has hands and handles not, that which has lips and speaks not. I said, that's not the best part. The best part is if you worship them, you become like them. Therefore, you have eyes that see not, you have ears that hear not, you have hands that handle not, right? Mm-hmm. That's what I said.
I don't know what everyone else's experience was like, and if that'll even appear on the video, because I think it was videoed and everything.
It's right at the end, and then Jordan Hall goes, scene cut.
Yeah, there was something about when you said that, though, when you brought that scripture to that confused context, it was like a scene in a movie where like you went from a blurry camera to just like pop, instant clarity. Wow. And every hair on my body stood on end.
Wow.
Instantly.
Wow.
That was an amazing moment. And now I have no idea how other people perceive that moment, right? But as Jordan Peterson would say, piloerection, right? Your hair's all standing on end, right? And that's what I alluded to when I said I wanted it to sound a little weird, but not too weird.
No, actually, I just
but
want to
yeah,
affirm that.
I had instant pylo-erection.
Dan,
Hair standing up.
I
Yeah.
want to affirm that and say
Thank
that
you.
basically, if you go back through my archives, you will see that I use piloerection to describe something that's happening in this space, and it's thanks to Shari, because Shari
As
used that.
you
So
should.
we have a
But he should have put that-
piloerection kind of lineage in this
Okay.
space.
And actually,
I love it. I'm glad to be a part of it.
One time I missaid the word and I said pyro.
Oh, well.
Michael Sartori, welcome.
Hello.
Oh,
Michael was there
It's good to
too.
be here.
fellow
Yeah, Dan-
Texan, right?
Good to see you,
Dan
Michael.
was, by virtue of my father-in-law who came with me parking first at the Airbnb, Dan got to drive us everywhere for the whole weekend. So
It was fun.
it was a fun time.
Wait, so you were basically in my place at Midwestuary. Dan was like my kind of Sherpa
Sidekick. Yeah.
sidekick. I would say Sherpa. Okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take
Taking
it.
you to the heights.
Slash medic.
Yeah. Michael, what's bubbling up for you?
Well, just I missed like the first 45 minutes, but I've been listening for a little while, and it was all interesting things. Let's see. I don't remember where we are now. So anyway, the first thing you were talking about, like the songs and like the chorus and all that stuff, and it was making me think about like with this whole thing with like linear time and trying to figure out like how does God do stuff, and I thought in some ways like multi-track recording is kind of a really powerful analogy for kind of understanding this stuff, because it allows you to go and interact with yourself in the past in a weird way that like God can do in a much fuller way, I guess. When he interacts with creation, and so it's like a weird sort of time travel when you record music that way.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm loving that. It makes it. I'm actually thinking about multi-track recording in kind of a new way. So usually around Christmas time, I've been trying to put out a few songs for kind of a Christmassy album. I did one last year, and I've mostly done it all to a click track. Right. So you can do multi-track recording and everything lines up and you can orchestrate things, and it's easier to manage when you have this like common click that all instruments are playing to. But I was thinking about doing more kind of an instrumental, ethereal, maybe even a little electronic-y synthesis type music without a click track. And so the click is whatever the kind of resonance or probably whatever the first instrument is that I play that has some sort of contour of tempo, beat. And what an interesting way to think about like playing with yourself.
Okay.
Please say pyro.
I know, pyro.
Please say it. But
I had this was the thing that I had wanted to say that I forgot. So I was thinking about hearing the voice of God, and we have like the still small voice it talks about in the one place, but the other picture is that it sounds like the sound of many waters, and I was thinking about that, and I was like, well, it's like white noise, like God is like light. It's pure light, like white light. It's all the kinds of light at once. So it kind of makes sense that the sound equivalent is like white noise. It's all the sounds at once. But the way that you would be able to perceive what he's saying is based on how it's filtered. And we all have like a unique set of filters as just as individual people, and so if God's creating like a multi-track recording of all history, and he needs certain people to play certain parts, he gives them a unique set of filters that they can hear out of that white noise of many waters specific instructions for what they're supposed to do. Sometimes it looks crazy because they're just doing all sorts of weird stuff, but it's because we can't see the part that he's doing, where it's you're dancing with yourself, and then you have to see the other part where your partner's dancing with you. So
that's where George MacDonald talks about that in his imagination essay. He says, if God wants a drama, he creates a Shakespeare. Right? Like, he doesn't write the play. He doesn't write the book. He makes persons, and they create the stories. So, and when you talk about a multi-track recording, it's like, it's actually an image of what fractal is, right? That's what fractal is. Like, I dropped a link here for a song called Bang Bang by Asif Afadan. And if you want to listen to a guy playing with himself, you have to watch it. Unfortunately, we can't play it here, but it's amazing. And then I wanted to say, Dan, about the piloerection. I was talking about that in my thing that I read when I said that beauty, Sophia, binds the specific and the general together. And those moments become the numinous moments in our lives, right? And in that moment, we have a sense of where we belong. We have a sense of belonging. When we see the multiplicity and the unity, or the specific and the general, bound together in a oneness, right? And then I wrote, and everything in us rises up toward the divine. Because that was one of the things when Peterson years ago was talking about this. I was like, it's like we're wired to go up for transcendence.
I like what you're saying, because it makes me think of how the trees, they symbolically, they reach up for the light. They all go straight up.
Yeah.
And when heaven and earth come together just right, boom, every hair in your body will do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like some kind of cosmic confirmation of something.
But it's only, it's only induced when you have that experience, I think, of Sophia, of wisdom, of beauty, that binds it all together. Like, if you talk to anybody who has a psychedelic experience, or if you've had one, what they all experience is oneness and multiplicity. But the oneness is bigger. It's the bigger takeaway, right? So they're in a place that's like full of things, but what is it? It's a place of oneness. And it's, anyway, yeah.
Yep.
I definitely experienced that here. And I think that's probably, like, here, I mean, like the TLC, or sort of whatever this astral, I've been thinking about like the astral plane that is the palanteric experience of being in the internet space, has very little opportunity for, there's not much in this way of context that frames up the opportunity for real friendship, dialogos, Sophia, beauty, like the experience of that. There's really very little here in this world of the internet that offers that. And I think the reason I am particularly attracted and seem unable to quit this whole thing is because it's like I found a home in a way. It's like I found a home in a place where it is a very rugged, arid, and desolate wasteland of a terrain, of a space, this thing called the internet. And something about what PVK / everyone here has been doing is like taking this beautiful gem of friendship and giving it that sort of like context to frame it up and say, here's how you can experience that humanity in a digital way.
One of my favorite online personalities is Sister Vasa. I don't know if you've run across her work,
She's
but
feisty.
she's feisty.
Is she the California nun?
No, well, she's not Californian. She lives in, I think, Austria or somewhere, but she's from the East Coast.
She's Rokor. Hardcore Rokor.
Well, no, she was excommunicated from Rokor for talking about the Ukraine, Russia. The Russia war on Ukraine.
They excommunicated her, right?
Yes.
What was she doing
But
now?
wait, hold on, guys. We can talk about that later. Look it up. What I find so fascinating about her is the way that her relationship with the internet. And she wrote a paper and presented it to some Catholic university because they actually entertain interesting ideas like this. But her paper was on basically the internet as the desert, and kind of new monasticism is entering the wild. Like, Sam, you said, what did you say? Rugged, arid wasteland. Like, these are descriptors of this like place that doesn't grow things, and it's wild and dangerous. And as new monastics, we go into this wild and garden. And that's what I feel like TLC. I read that paper and was thinking about this, and then like kind of probably within 6 months or so found the TLC.
Wow.
And so she I think she's kind of a forerunner in all of this. But I know she's also very controversial in the Orthodox world because, well, I've already said enough.
Some of the Orthodox.
Some of the Orthodox world, yes. The post-Jordan Peterson convert Orthodox world.
Well,
Okay, that's a generalization. I'm just like, I'm making enemies now. I'm sorry, Shari.
well, I wanted to address what Sam was saying. You're not making enemies.
Okay.
You don't want to. You really, none of you want to know what I think. Really, what I think.
How dare you, Shari?
About God. About
You know
God,
how bad I want to know now that you said that. But okay.
Yeah.
Theology, about humanity, about Christ. I'm still asking, who are you? Okay, I don't think I know. So, but I just want to read you this from Adam Carr. So this is from John O'Donoghue, my lovely guy. So he says, the soul needs love as urgently as the body needs air. In the warmth of love, the soul can be itself. All the possibilities of your human destiny are asleep in your soul. You are here to realize and honor these possibilities. When love comes into your life, unrecognized dimensions of your destiny awaken and blossom and grow. Possibility is the secret heart of time. On its outer surface, time is vulnerable to transience. Regardless of its sadness or beauty, each day empties and vanishes. In its deeper heart, time is transfiguration. Time mines possibility and makes sure that nothing is lost or forgotten. That which seems to pass away on the surface of time is in fact transfigured and housed in the tabernacle of memory. Martin Heidegger speaks of the ontological priority of possibility. So then he says, the Anam Cara experience. Anam Cara means soul friend. It's Gaelic, Irish Gaelic. The Anam Cara experience opens a friendship that is not wounded or limited by separation or distance. Such friendship can remain alive even when friends live far away from each other. Because they have broken through the barriers of persona and egoism to the soul level, the unity of their soul is not easily severed. When the soul is awakened, physical space is transfigured. Even across distance, two friends can stay attuned to each other and continue to sense the flow of each other's lives. With your Anam Cara, you awaken the eternal. With your Anamkara, you awaken the eternal. In this soul space, there is no distance. This is beautifully illustrated during the meal in the film Babette's Feast, where an old soldier speaks to the woman he loved from youth, but was not allowed to marry. He tells her that even though he hadn't seen her, she had always been at his side. That's the story of Dante. That's the story of Soren Kierkegaard. That's the story of Novalis. That's the story of A Hidden Life by George MacDonald. Right? These are Anamkara moments. And what does he say about Anamkara? You awaken the eternal. In this soul space, there is no distance. I read this on Girl Country not too long ago. And I'm just like, hello, people.
Yeah.
Are you hearing this? Because yeah, and so like Roger, when you said to me, did anything surprise you when you went to the thing? I'm like, no, not really, because I'm Anamkara here.
Yeah.
I love that.
I know you guys.
Say it, Sam.
I love that, and I like so deeply want to believe that to be true. And then there's a part of me, this little part of me that thinks,
that's Lot's wife.
maybe there it is.
I'm kidding. I have no
There's
clue.
this part of me that's like, until you've seen me, until you've like, you know, felt the sweat on my hand as you shake it, until you've like seen me like be just sort of a very tired and ornery, you know, mid-afternoon, you know, loser, you know, until you've seen the like jerk, the parts of me that are like embodied in real life, and like, but I guess it's just like levels, I imagine, because only my wife is going to see the like deepest part of that, and I can still. Yeah.
Can I ask you this? Is that is what you're saying right now? Until you have seen the totally depraved me, you have not seen me.
I would hope I've escaped the like. I mean, I'm sure there's some kernel of that still within my psyche, but I think it's more like until you've seen the limited me. I think internet ethereal me is very it's not really the fullness of me, maybe, and this is the best expression of the fullness of me that I'm trying to, you know, be. But yeah, and I guess, you know, I could, as part of my prophilicity, come in here and like show you like a video of me like, you know, being a jerk to my dog or something. I don't know. I don't have a dog, just as an example, you know, like, but that would again be like sort of a prophilic move. I guess I don't know. I guess I think what I'm saying is Christ, of course, had the 3 and the 12 and then the 70 and then the masses.
Yeah, but Jesus says, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. That's like, this is what incensed the religious leaders of the day, because they were like, he's claiming equality with God, right? So are we supposed to see that, Sam? Is that what we need to see about you? Or do we need to see the image of God in you? I believe it's the other way around.
Sure.
We need to see who you really are. That's not who you really are, Sam. Honestly.
That is just good theology right there, Shari. Good orthodox theology. Okay, wait. I need to just jump in here.
Right?
We have to land the plane in 7 minutes. So I wanted to just go around and see if anyone has kind of final thoughts. You can continue the thread here, but I just need to let you all know that I do have to go pick up my child from school.
You need to find another slot, at least 2
I
hours.
know. I know. Well, I'm going to get there.
Yeah, I know.
I want you to unleash your worstness, Rigel, so we can love you despite it.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
I cede my time to Sartori, the elder statesman of PLC.
Yeah, final thoughts.
Okay, well, I was just going to say, so here, I'm going to give a gift. So everybody that went to South Eastery had at least the opportunity to get a copy of my book in this digital form, which if you do this, I've tried it. I did it on PBK's stream. It will work. So you can download my book for free. Wait, try to keep it centered for a second.
Yeah.
Wait. I just learned about how to do this. So
yeah, don't do it now. Go back and watch the video.
Oh, okay.
You got to pause the
I have to
screen.
do it for real.
No, pause the screen, and then it's easy to do. But so I was going to say, kind of to to give a little nod towards Sam, not our depraved selves that people need to see, but there was a special moment that Dan was there, where you were Dan, my father-in-law, and Grim Grizz watching wrestling in the Airbnb, and that was a special moment of just a little bit more exclusive inclusiveness. I don't know but yeah, intimacy and and that's it's fun to have the fun aspect, and that's a lot harder to do maybe on a live stream or in a thinky talky space. So
Sure.
Oh.
Thanks, Michael.
That's kind of like the doubting Thomas moment, right? When he's like, I got to stick my fingers in there before I'm convinced, We all have those moments, right?
Yeah. Dan, Sam, any final thoughts?
Well, one thought is I read Michael's book before it was cool, first of all, so I wanted to get that on the record so I can get credit at a later time. But also, I found out that I thought I had read Michael's book, but I had actually read the Temu version because mine's only like 500 pages. And Michael's like, oh, no. You don't have the real McCoy. The real one's 800 pages.
It's hard. You have a hardcover, right?
I sure do. Yep.
Yeah. See. The hardcover. I had to do 2 volumes. I priced it. I didn't want people to buy it, so I made it more expensive. But thank you. So I guess
only suckers buy the 500-page hardback. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's like $60 if you buy both of them. So.
Oh goodness. Hey, it was money well spent.
Amazing.
Nice.
Text me your address and I'll send you volume 2.
No, you don't. I can read the electric one. I want you to sell those babies, man. Don't be giving me freebies. You sell those.
Yeah. All right. Sam, Shari, any final thoughts, words?
Just great to be here. Great to see everybody. Yeah. Really good.
My
That's
final
fun.
word. No, go for it, Sam.
Just saying honored. Thank you, Rigel. Always a pleasure. Go for it.
Yeah, this has been really lovely. And it's Michael. I'm so glad you jumped on here with us. Nice to see new faces. I hope you feel free anytime. And who knows, maybe we'll meet in real person because we're like only 50 miles away from each other.
Yeah, when you have your big estuary launch, I'll see if maybe I can make it happen. We'll see.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, my final word is AI can't eat, poop, or have piloerections.
Not a chance.
All right.
And don't forget to click on the link in the chat.
Hey, I got a question for you before you go, Rigel.
Okay,
before
say
you
it.
land this plane.
Say
Super
it.
quick.
Yeah, no.
I'm working on my song for the month, and I want to run it through your WinSong filter. What is the best way to do that? Do we just set up another chat or something, maybe this weekend or whatever?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, I'll send you a text.
Yeah, send me a text, and we'll find a time to Zoom chat.
Bueno.
Yeah, and I just remembered I'm supposed to send you that song that I wrote.
Yeah, because I have to learn it.
Right. Okay.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Cool.
Blessings.
Thanks, Rigel.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
All right. Adios, friends.